What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Empire Season 3, Episode 16, Absent Child. So we off the him of what happened last week when Rhonda, baby, ooh, wrong bitch. The bitch is on my man because they put her in the preview and they really, I think they fucking with us. Bitch, let Andre be the one who had took that baby, okay? Because they deliberately put that scene up there showing that when Rhonda was on that beach and he was having that hallucination and Rhonda saying you gotta get that bitch for killing me and killing our baby. Okay, to Andre crazy ass. Alright, listen. What if Andre took that baby? Because let me tell you something, they was up in there talking to the Dubois family and Claire Huxtable said we didn't take your baby, okay? We didn't do shit about that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So they was all. I'm gonna tell you that scene was that was a boss ass scene at the beginning though. When they was all coming down in formation, I said you got Lucius and then you got the two wives on the side, then you got the lawyers and shit in the back of the family. I said, that's cute. Everybody had their sunglasses on. I said I want to do that too and walk in slow motion one day. Just feel like I got money all of a sudden. But they get up in there with the Dubois family, okay? Ezekiel asked, he got a bad shaped head, okay? I said, boy, keep yourself quiet, all right? Because we can go in for days on their head and their hairline and all of that shit, all right? Sometimes when kids get born from the birth canal, their head gets squished and narrow out, look like a cone head or whatever. His just never took shape, okay? It just stayed that way. Jamal was like talking to Angelo. So what y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to get back at us? I mean, you took $5 million of our money, and you still had our baby taken away. Cook, you ready to beat a bitch ass? Claire said, if you feel froggy, come on, bitch, and jump. Okay, so they started going back and forth. Mind you, everybody done took their glasses off and all that shit. Anika still sitting there with her glasses on. Bitch, with all this shit going on, Anika took them glasses off and said, bitch, I don't give a fuck who did what to who. I just want my child back. And that's when they kept on saying, we ain't got the child or whatever. So they sitting there doing all this stuff. They go back home and they trying to say this environment that the child is in, it does not hold up for them. The way that the family is and all this stuff, it does not hold up for them in court or whatever. It makes them look bad. Anika, you need to go ahead and expedite this divorce so that you can distance yourself away so you can go ahead and get your child back. And then Lucia said we need to figure out and work on who the fuck this baby gonna come back, what type of family this baby gonna come back to, okay? I said, ooh, okay, now y'all trying to get y'all shit together now when shit really getting fucked up. Girl, they up there, Cookie and, well, I should say Jamal and Lucius, they still going back and forth about this song. Jamal wants the song to be on both their albums, okay, that they're gonna do together. But Lucius wants a fucking rapper on the song. He's not here for that shit, okay? He said, I don't need a remix. I don't need all this other extra. Just let it flow the way that it needs to flow. Then all of a sudden they up in the studio. Who the fuck is the rapper? Fetty fucking Wap. They said that bitch just got shot and he came straight to the hospital. Straight from the hospital to the booth. Okay, this motherfucker's in the booth bleeding from his wounds. I said, dramatic much? Dramatic much? Come on now, that ain't. I said, get out of here with this shit. But they played a little beat that Jamal put out there, whatever. Then we see this scene with Cookie and what's her face? Cookie talking to Portia about the shit that's going on, but then here come Andre and Shine talking about the getting another meeting, the Vegas shit. They need a meeting with the McConey dude or whatever, and trying to get their plans together and all this shit. Andre is about to go off. Andre, I don't know if he's been taking his meds or not because the way that he snapped off, it obviously he hasn't. Okay, he's tweaking up in that bitch. He was about to go at Shine's ass. I said, Portia was like, I can call a doctor for And speaking of that shit, and see, this is what making me think that Andre had something to do with this baby getting taken away, and not the boy family. Because listen, he popped up on Anika. Anika sitting up in there looking at them divorce papers, and she thought it was Lucius coming up in there, and it was Andre. Andre said, bitch, Rhonda told me what the fuck you did to her, okay? She told me you pushed her. She told me you tried to kill her. You killed our baby. You pushed her down the stairs and all this shit. And he was like, bitch, it's payback like a motherfucker. Turbocharged. I said, bitch, that's your wife in real life. Stop it. Stop it, Andre. Stop it, okay? He knocked that bitch down by the throat. boom. I said, oh shit, you almost snapped her neck back. And she was like, I'm gonna kill you and all this stuff. She said, do it, do it, do it. I deserve it. I sold my soul just to be up in this family because I want to be a lion so bad. And now my baby is gone. I don't deserve it. Go ahead. I deserve to suffer and all this shit. He almost kind of, eased up a little bit like, But he said, no, bitch, you gonna suffer just like I suffered. Then we see Hakeem up there in the days, big booty strip all up in his face, and he not really feeling it. And his song come on, and he told everybody to get the fuck out. He's depressed because his baby ain't here, and it's understandable. I said, oh. So Cookie and Andre go and meet up with McConaughey or whatever his name is, the head white guy that's the head of Vegas and all this shit, going behind Lucius' back, making him seem like he ain't shit. Lucius promised you all this stuff, and he promised you Empire, but Jamal, the biggest artist on Empire, he's not with him. His shit is all falling apart, and they trying to put their bid in and do the When Cookie Met Lucius or whatever album, and let that be the standpoint of the show. And saying it's gonna be like a visual album. I know you saw Lemonade, right? I said you better plug the queen, bitch. Okay, y'all need to stop there because I'm tired of it. Anyway, I really am. I'm no shade because I love the bitch, but bitch, give me a fucking break. But anyway, moving on from that. Andre get all huff and puff in his chest or whatever because they was like, why should I believe you about being with Lucius or what's going on because Lucius not here, and Andre just over the bullshit, and the his goons about to break him out and everything, and it's like, girl, just calm down. Andre, your meds are fucking up. Okay? They they really are. After that, oh my God, what else? After that, Jesus, I just went blank. Hakeem up here going off, and he and his feelings once again. It's understandable. He want his baby back, and he putting it out there that the boys did it, okay? And they didn't do it. They didn't do it, okay? They adamant. Claire Huxtable was adamant that she had nothing to do with this shit, okay? They out there. She said, first of all, they the lowest shit to society, degrading everything, all they lyrics and everything. She just put them down. I said, well, fuck. What about what y'all doing? Okay. Next thing you know, these crowd of people come out there talk about some free the baby, free the baby. I said, y'all fucking with the wrong family up in this bitch. See, y'all try to do that shit the legal way. They underhanded and dirty as fuck. I mean, y'all politically dirty, but they street dirty, okay? They know how to turn this social media shit out to turn against your ass. I said, this ain't gonna end well for neither one of their asses. So, we see Mama Kizzy up in the, like she's secretly trying to put some cream on. Come to find out it was lightning cream. I said, baby, what are you doing? No, Mama. No, roots. Stop it. Stay to your roots, okay? This is not the way to go. So, Lucius come in there trying to talk to her, trying to have a little son mother moment with all the stuff that's coming out, the seriousness of it. And at one point he asks her, am I a good father to my kids? And she said, baby, you ain't even a good man. I said, well, damn. Later on after that, they do meet up again, and she brings some clippings from his father, pictures and all this stuff, and they're reminiscing. And then they get to this old clipping about how the dad died, and he was saying how he should have been out there and he should have helped or whatever. And she was like, no, you shouldn't have did nothing. You was a kid, okay? It was not on you, and something probably would have happened to you too if you would have tried to intervene or whatever. And he was talking about how Jamal just went on ahead and took a bullet for his own father, because early in that scene when Fetty Wap was up in the video in the studio, he was acting, Lucius was trying to make Jamal look like a little bitch because he got shot one time and he had to go and disappear or whatever and get better. He got seriously shot, okay? That's what happened. And, everybody handle shit differently. And like Jamal said, how many people up in here got shot? You can't tell a person how to feel when they got shot when you ain't never been shot yourself, okay? I took a bullet for you. You never took a bullet for me. But at that moment, his mama was trying to reassure him that with Jamal, you got it right, okay? It's like God in him. He has that light. And that's because of you. Trying to make him feel a little good or something, okay? It was a touch and cute moment, all right? Because they have a little contentious relationship themselves. Cookie, back at the club with Marcone, She done smooth shit over with him because the whole reason why Andre then flipped out is because he found out, Cookie want to bring Lucius in on all this stuff, and he does not want to bring Lucius in. He said he does not want to work with him, and they going back and forth. And she was like, "If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have this shit as it is." Okay, that is what you're failing to realize. Bitch, why is Vanessa interjecting? Well, you shouldn't have did this, and Lucius did this. That was one. Next thing you know, it was like, but yeah, he a man, and you still didn't have no right to do this, and he could have did this. She was like, let me tell you something, Andre. You need to understand what the fuck it is I'm about to do. And she backslapped the shit out of Vanessa. And I said, bitch, you deserve it. Okay? You've been around Cookie and them long enough to know how that girl works. And she is having a real ass conversation with her son. Shut the fuck up and let them do this shit. You talk after fucking words. Okay? Did Andre do anything about that shit? Hell no. When Cookie walked the fuck out, she said, get your ass in line and get on fucking board. And she hollered out, and bitch, close your mouth next time. I said, ain't that some shit? That's Cookie for you. So, Lucius then called Jamal down there to Empire or whatever. Jamal is in his feelings because he like, do whatever the fuck it is that you want to do with this record. I don't care at this point. He said, boy, calm the fuck down with your sensitive ass. Take him in the studio, and he has these pictures blown up of his father life size around Jamal to give him inspiration. And he's finally, oh, excuse me, I was trying not to belch so hard on this video. It came out like a hiss. That's better than brr. But anyway, I actually appreciate this part of the show because for once we are seeing Lucius not being a dick to his child. I mean, we gonna have to enjoy it while it's lasting because we just never know with Lucius. All right, sometimes he'll be nice and he'll flip that shit real quick. He is finally opening up and letting Jamal in, and they are really having a genuine father-son relationship, something that Jamal actually wanted. There's no shade, there's no negativity. He's allowing him to be on his record or whatever, mostly because he need him for this deal, but he's allowing him to see his father and to get to know him and to understand where he's coming from. So he gets in the studio and he do all this music and everything, and they vibing, and it's all great. Bitch, back at the laundromat. Okay? Shine and them, they done got Angelo Dubois in the back. Hakeem popped up. Andre said, why the fuck is he here? She was like, he old enough to know. No. Andre said he old enough to be here. He old enough to know now. He needs to know what's going on and all this shit. Cookie said, bitch, take your ass home. We gonna get the baby back. They back there beating the shit out of Angelo, thinking that he know where the baby at. He keep on saying, yeah, I fucked up. At the end of the day, when we broke up, you broke my heart, but I would never ever do anything to your granddaughter and all this shit. And she was like, remember what your mama said though? Your mama said I was ghetto, I was hood, I was trash. Bitch, I am all of that shit. Fuck his ass up. I said, ain't nobody coming out of this one. He gonna say, you ain't gonna get away with this. I said, nigga, they didn't get away with murder, okay? Come on now. So Cookie meets up with Lucius, okay? First of all, I'm going to say this right here, right now. I was wrong, all right? We'll get there in a second. Andre had shit to do with that baby, okay? But then again, you never really know with Andre's slick ass. He could have been working in cahoots. Moving on. Cookie go meet up with Lucius or whatever, talking about, this whole Empire deal and all that stuff and how they want to put Cookie met Lucius as the forefront. Let them take over the casino. Let Inferno take the opening of the fucking other part of it. He's still not really with that. Next thing you know, here come Juliana in and saying that, so I heard what was going on. McCone told me what was going on, so I had to come down here and see for myself and all this shit. And, Lucius is like, the deal that we had in play already, that's what we're going to go with. And I'm just sitting here like, Cookie beat her ass because I'm just waiting for Cookie to whoop her ass, and it just never happened. Like, Cookie, you have to be thinking of something big to get Juliana, because that bitch is too smart at the mouth, okay? She walked up out of there. She was like, I thought you wanted family or whatever. He said, I love my family, but hey, this is what is going to happen, okay? She said, I did 17 years for you. Juliana opened up her mouth and said, thank you for that. I'll take over from here. I said, Cookie, bitch, that was your moment. You was so quick to knock Vanessa ass out because she said, where does that shit leave me if Cookie and Lucius Jamal shit is on the head front? Okay, that don't leave her with nothing. I said, Cookie just walked the fuck out, and I'm kind of mad, but she probably playing it smart. So, okay, I'm going to give her a pass for a second, bitch. Next thing you know, we see Vanessa up there confronting Andre about everything that was going on. She pissed off that he wasn't calling her, pissed off about the way that he do business, pissed off at the fact that he let Cookie hit her and all that stuff and didn't do nothing. He said, I thought you would be strong enough to take it. I said, bitch, get out, Vanessa. Get out, okay? He was like, this is how I do business. She was like, basically, you was using me. You wanted somebody new and fresh to come in to boost your style up. He was like, it could have worked. And it still can. Tried to kiss her. She said, bitch, if you don't get the fuck away from me, pushing all on him, hitting him, she just realized that Andre probably, at this point, I can't tell if Andre was really playing her from the jump or if he did have a semblance of a little bit of feelings. But at this moment, it's looking like he was just playing her from the jump. Okay? Like he's playing everybody. Okay? So, because when she left, he didn't give no fucks. He gave no fucks. I said, good goddamn, Andre. Then after that, baby, let me tell y'all something. Angelo was sitting there Claire Huxtable was just cleaning his wounds and saying, it's going to be okay. Okay? Angelo said, fuck it, it ain't about Cookie no more. I'm getting all them lions. They all going down, they getting arrested and all this shit. I said, no the fuck they not. Even Claire Huxtable said, no. This is extreme stuff that calls for extraordinary measures. And I said, bitch, what you talking about? She rang that bell, and here come the maid with the baby carriage, and she said, welcome the new member of our family. They took something and ruined something of mine, and I'm about to take something there. I said, no, you won't have baby Bella. I said, Claire Huxtable, Phylicia Rashad, you was a good-ass actress, because, bitch, I believe them sob-ass tears or them watery eyes that you was saying. Bitch had the baby the whole goddamn time and was whooping up on the wrong bitch, okay? You had me up here thinking Andre crazy-ass had it. That would have been something if it was Andre. I still think he in cahoots with somebody, but hey, did y'all see that shit coming? Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. Empire want to start getting good towards the end of the goddamn season. We got 2 more episodes left. Any fucking way. Y'all tell me how y'all feeling. I'll see y'all later. Peace.